It was so LOCRIAN. Like,
oh, that was awesome right there. Oh my gosh.
This video was brought to you by Skillshare. So I don't know about you, but to me, the LOCRIAN scale always sounded like it smelled bad.
my LOCRIAN sniffer was like, what?
You get what I mean, right? There's like this rancid quality to the sound. And because of that, LOCRIAN is a scale which is just not used very frequently to organize musical ideas around. But just because it's difficult does not mean that it's impossible. I asked some of my YouTuber friends to join me in this kind of challenge in creating music in the LOCRIAN mode that sounded good. Would we be able to use this foul-smelling scale and create music that we were happy with? I don't know, let's find out.
Okay, Samurai Guitarist.
Let's see what Samurai Guitarist did.
Samurai Guitarist.
This is Sammy G. Sammy G. Let's do it.
Samurai Guitarist.
Let me tell you about how I made LOCRIAN a mode that, in my opinion, sounds like garbage, sound as little like garbage as I possibly could. First of all, I experimented for a long time and created a lot of really bad things before stumbling upon something that worked. This project was honestly quite an uphill battle. I attempted a number of different styles and melodies. I tried to write a pretty jazz thing. That went poorly. I tried to write a bluegrass thing, which made no sense at all. I even tried a funk thing, which made me want to quit music forever. However, I eventually realized that the unsettled, eerie nature of LOCRIAN works with surf rock. The lesson here is let the sound of the mode guide you. Don't try to force it into being something that it's not. The next thing that I thought made this work was that I didn't get too fixated on that 1 minor 7 flat 5 chord. I don't particularly love this chord, though it is at the heart of the LOCRIAN mode. So while I kept coming back to it to establish it as home base, I wasn't afraid to go to other chords that I liked more to offer up a bit of contrast. One chord in my progression even cheats away from the LOCRIAN mode by going to the 5-7, but that always resolves back to the 1 minor 7 flat 5, which to me really solidifies that half diminished as home base. The third thing I did to make this mode sound good was play something even worse sounding for a while. I went a little bit nutty, mashing the keys on the organ to create an atonal swamp of musical slime. I thought this kind of fit the dark vibe, but also the dissonant LOCRIAN nature of the song sounded significantly less dissonant in comparison to this nightmarish soundscape. I'll sum up my experience with one tip if you're thinking about making music with LOCRIAN. Consider taking the mode and raising the 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th, and 7th degrees, and you will have a significantly easier time and probably end up with something you enjoy listening to more.
Ooh.
Surf rock vibes.
All right. Very beachy.
Nice tremolo going on. Cool.
That's a Fisa, organ.
So catchy.
Yeah.
Wow.
You managed to make LOCRIAN sound pretty happy.
The fact that you went surf rock was kind of a surprise, but I think it worked very well.
Right away, it just sounds familiar because of the lines that you chose to use within LOCRIAN.
Like Dick Dale and the Dale tones wrote Miserloo and LOCRIAN.
So yeah, it sounds pretty optimistic and not like that minor, that sound that you usually associate with LOCRIAN.
I'm really surprised by how many cool chord things happen in there, and yet it still went right back to LOCRIAN. That's a really amazing puzzle to have solved.
You were in like a LOCRIAN territory and then you were going to some other chords.
At all times, always bringing us back to LOCRIAN, never feeling like there was some trick that needed to be played on us to get us to believe we were in LOCRIAN. It really felt like LOCRIAN.
LOCRIAN surf rock, a glimpse into a history that we never had. Awesome, dude.
Amazing. It didn't sound like LOCRIAN at all, but it was.
All right, so next is Mr. Ben Levin. Let's see what insanity Ben hath wrought.
Okay, you never know what you're gonna get with Ben Levin.
Ben.
Let's see what Ben Levin did. Oh, right.
Ben Levin.
For my piece, I took a very safe approach to staying in LOCRIAN. I was in F-sharp LOCRIAN the whole time. And in order to keep it there and keep it really stably in F-sharp LOCRIAN, I just had an F-sharp drone happening under everything throughout the piece. This is the safest way, in my experience, to stay in a mode. If you really want to capture a mode and make sure you're in that mode. Just have its central tone as a drone below. And at the end we have just a bunch of F sharp minor 7 flat 5 arpeggios and melody notes within the F sharp Locrian scale, kind of floating and flirting and dripping and dropping. I hope you enjoy.
There we are. Holy shit. Let's turn it down a little bit.
Oh, geez, that is louder than I thought it was going to be.
Give it to me, Ben.
Kind of reminds me of like Prodigy or something.
So angry.
Oh, that was awesome right there. Oh my gosh.
On the East River Drive, I finished up at
Wobbly.
Greasy Mansion. She meets me. Today there was a wedding. I'll bet they charge that couple. And that lousy mayor gets driven every day. He goes to a
Whoa.
Wow, what a story. I don't know what he's saying really, but just I feel like I lived through an entire movie.
I don't know. What do you say to that?
Just like, Locrian. Locrian!
The clash between the very loud beginning and the very aggressive stuff in the beginning and the almost like dreamy second part. Really cool done.
That made me feel something. I got goosebumps.
The sounds are amazing too, like it's so creative.
The modulated pitch synth at the end, the sine wave thing, was super cool too. I love that texture. It's so weird and creepy and alien.
That's powerful. Very powerful.
Overdriven, distorted, corrosion, bit reduction. He did it all.
Yeah, powerful. Super intense.
Cool. Nice stuff, Ben. I hope you ended up winning that fight with that bear.
Locrian had the great misfortune of being born right next to, on one side, Aeolian, which is like Batman, or it's like the mysterious bro. And then on the other side, it's got the overbearingly sweet and positive Ionian, which is sort of like Superman. And so that makes Locrian kind of like Daddy Mayonnaise, which is a superhero from the 1930s that I made up. Let's listen to see what Paul Davids has to say about Locrian. Here we go.
Paul Davids.
The big challenge for me when writing in Locrian was that the home chord really never feels like home since it's just an unstable chord. And I tried fixing that by focusing more on melody and sound than on actual harmony. But the first thing I did was recorded 7 soundscapes basically, each on the 7 diatonic chords found in the key of E Locrian using the microcosm by Hologram Electronics, creating this E, F major, G minor, A minor, B flat, C, D minor, and E again. On the E diminished, I didn't really play that flat 5 to make it sound nice. So with that, I created a nice pattern that sounded cool. Something in that ballpark. Then I added a guitar to that, a thick 808 bass, 808 drum kit. So now to the melody. There's basically 3 big melodies in this piece. The first one starts in the intro already and is really outlining that Locrian feel with the flat 2 and the flat 5. Oh. The second melody is the guitar playing a melody in octaves, really always landing on that E to really give you that Locrian feel. running through a Leslie speaker and some reverb. And the third big part of this melody, well, I was wondering, could this be played on the radio? Instrumentals usually don't do that well. So I asked Anuka, I think her voice really matches the sound of this track, to drop me some vocals, and she delivered massively. It's very cool what she did. So I got 5 stems, all with little effects and stuff.
Hold up, ain't it funny?
And later she doubled the melody of the guitar. All in all, very cool, massive props to Anuka. There are a lot of soundscapes running through the entire project. I guess that's that. Cheers.
Paul has a very beautiful voice.
Very clearly Locrian, nice.
It's a very cool lick right there.
Production on this.
Yeah. Wow. That is wonderful.
Nice. That ending line is so catchy and so Locrian. That doesn't make any sense. Cut.
Well done, Paul.
Locrian trap. Who knew that I needed that in my life? I didn't until right now.
Has this edgy vibe. I think it's because of the Locrian.
Had such a cool swagger to it, and then
I love the textures. I love the fact that you had that 808 there, keeping us very much grounded in the Locrian.
it was so Locrian. Like, it was so obviously Locrian. Like, it's spelled out so clearly, and at the same time, it sounds so fresh.
I think what's Bjork's Army of Me, that's the other one. That's the other Locrian song that everybody points to when they're trying to find examples of Locrian. They don't need to point to just Bjork anymore because we have a Paul Davids original that everybody can point to now.
I could imagine singing Locrian, sounding very academic, being like, "What are the notes? But it just was such a committed, excellent line.
Very nice.
Locrian trap, everybody.
That was really good.
Okay, next up we have Nahre Sol here.
Nahre Sol.
Nahre Sol.
Nahre Sol.
So for my piece, I wanted to focus on the murkier and slightly heavier qualities of the Locrian mode for the bookends so that I can create something a little more lighthearted and uplifting in the middle. And that way there's more contrast. And I tried to focus on more clusters and chordal type material rather than linear lines. And for that, I was focusing a lot on the half diminished 7th chord, certain major 7th chords, and also certain voicings that highlight, for instance, a major 7th sharp 11 type sound. And yeah, I had fun. This was a great challenge. Thanks, Adam.
Ooh. Beautiful chords.
Whoa.
So delicate.
that's cool.
Nahre's such a badass.
I'm loving the change between time signatures and the feel.
Like it wouldn't even stand out to my ears being like, hey, that's that weird LOCRIAN mode. It just sounds really nice.
The chords are so lovely, so lush and full, and not really clashing or anything. Really beautiful stuff.
It felt very ambiguous. It felt very unsettled, which I think is like super in the spirit of LOCRIAN.
My LOCRIAN sniffer was like, what? I don't smell LOCRIAN all the time.
Like I feel like I just am drinking a nice warm mug of LOCRIAN and looking off on the bay, and it's like overcast and there's a fog coming in, and this LOCRIAN is keeping me warm. And I thank you for that, Nahre. Thank you for that nice warm mug of LOCRIAN.
That's pretty sick.
Okay, here we have Adam Neely's version.
Next, Adam.
Adam Neely.
So my tune was this LOCRIAN lo-fi hip-hop groove in quintuplets, because of course it was. The challenge here was definitely getting it to sound like LOCRIAN rather than its relative major. So I was thinking C LOCRIAN, but if I didn't know any better, this bass melody that I played kind of sounds like it's in D flat major. Now, in order to get us really grounded in C, I played a really low C on my bass guitar, the lowest C on the 5-string. Put a lot of saturation on that to get a really hairy bass tone. The secret is the warm-up lows preset on the saturator effect in Ableton Live. Fun tip. I also have this chord in the Rhodes that we keep coming back to as kind of like a replacement for the diminished chord, which normally functions as the tonic home in a C LOCRIAN scale. And this chord, I guess you could call it as a B flat 7 sus4 over C, but really it's just a nice sounding stack of notes, I think. That doesn't include the G flat or the flat 5 of the LOCRIAN mode. And so because of that, it's a much more stable sonority that we can create cadences and chord progressions around and still feel like home. It's a little odd, but I think it fits that jazz-influenced lo-fi chill hop thing. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. This is LOCRIAN lo-fi hip hop.
Bass.
Nice.
Jazz. The bass sounds so good, so thick. Is it in 5s? Yeah. Guitar? No, that's bass. Trying to be a guitar. Yeah, it sounds great.
I mean, as I expected, Adam Neely just went and did straight up pop country, and you know, he really nailed it.
Super cool. I would listen to this. So okay, it sounds so laid back and not really forcing you that LOCRIAN feel.
Beautiful. Not that LOCRIAN can't sound beautiful. LOCRIAN is very beautiful, but this had this more open beautiful. That made no sense. Forget it. It was just great.
I'm a bad boy. I cheated because I listened to you on Twitch when you were writing this, so I have heard this before. And it's really cool. I am really surprised at how melodic everything is and how it doesn't feel sour.
Around it, maybe. It's just very cool, very lovely rhythm. The quintuplet swing, I guess.
LOCRIAN's kind of like Warhead's candy, where you start sucking on it and it's like, ah, and then you suck on it a little more, it's like, ah, yeah. You suck on it a little more and it's like, whoa.
I have enjoyed listening to them, whereas I normally don't like listening to LOCRIAN, so yeah, good job, everyone.
They're also different. This is crazy.
There's a lot of variety in the music here. Just so many different approaches, and I think that's what happens when the prompt is just like, do anything you want, but stay in LOCRIAN. Like, anything you want, but stay in this mode. It allows all of us to sort of dig into the familiar territory for us, the stuff that we really already love to produce, with this very different wrench thrown into everything, which is we have to suddenly pay attention to LOCRIAN.
LOCRIAN, my new favorite mode.
I think you've all convinced me to start using LOCRIAN more.
It was a very fun prompt to work on, very fun piece to write. I hope everybody is feeling inspired like me.
Yeah, good job, everyone.
Adam, this was a perfect reaction, and I hope that you keep all of it. Goodbye.
Cheers.
All right. I think that's it. Adam, do I need to say hold on, cut.
This was so much fun for me. Definitely go check out all of the people who were featured on this video and their YouTube channels. They have great educational channels that explore music and will try and get you thinking about music in a deeper way. Definitely go binge their videos. They're all great. And when you're done binging with them, you can go and check out the sponsor of today's video, which is Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community that is for creative and curious people that offers thousands of classes on subjects like illustration and design and photography and, of course, music. While you're on Skillshare, definitely check out anything that Young Guru has ever done, because I love his classes on music production, especially the one Learn How to Master Songs Like a Pro All From Home, which goes over some very practical advice for mixing and recording music in home studios.
What that does is allow us to tame the frequencies that will be bouncing off of the wall and in essence creating what we call flutter.
I fully recommend this class and any other class that Young Guru does over at Skillshare, which is a platform specifically curated for learning, so there are no ads. So if you're one of the first 1,000 people to click the link in the description, you'll get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. After that, it's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. Thanks guys so much for watching. If you have any ideas for scales that you think I should challenge my YouTuber friends to make music with, please leave them in the comment section. This was a very fun exercise. I'm not sure if I really like LOCRIAN, but I definitely have learned to work with it and learn to embrace the stink of it. Thanks guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace.